Joe K. Today I'm here and I'm going to be doing some photo editing again. And I have been kind of holding myself back from doing this too much. I've done it, without recording it quite a lot, but I have been holding myself back. So I was waiting for my new microphone, and my new microphone is what I'm using right now to be recording this. You can check out that video. It was a Sennheiser Profile USB mic. I hope that it will be good for this project and also for my other use cases that I'm going to be recording my audio on the computer. But the fact is that I don't really sing around on my computer. I only sit around on my ass on my computer, so it will probably be a pretty great choice. But here we have some couple of old pictures, and this one I uploaded actually a video of this yesterday. This is a finished piece of mine, finished artwork. And yeah, if you don't know anything about my process at the moment, it's based on photography, overexposed, combined with automatic settings, all kinds of ways to use the camera, swinging the camera while taking overexposed photos. Uh, Sometimes out of other people's artworks, sometimes out of fashion stuff, fashion clothes, sometimes out of nature. I don't have any limits to my creativity in this sense. I create these photos and then I overlay them on top of each other like so. Now we can delete these pictures from here. Let's leave this one. And let's look, for example, this is a great example of the fashion photos. I have an LED light on my hand in this one, and then you can see my jacket, and that's the backpack's, strap, shoulder strap. And we could be overlaying these pictures like this, and then let's continue, and I'm gonna change the language to the English also so you can understand better what is going on. Okay, so here here are a couple of really weird pictures, but I like to try weird things out. These are not so weird, but they are old pictures. They were taken with my older camera, and uh, yeah, I didn't really like. That's not a good picture. Like the composition is pretty off. When I look at it now, and you might be at this level as a photographer right now, or you might be a lot better. But I'm going to try to use these old photos, and let's see. Let's try to use, like, that's pretty good actually, but it's just too busy. I wouldn't take this kind of a photo nowadays. I have this photo over here which is very weird. I think this is one of the weirdest things I'm gonna try. This is from an exercise bike. It's my I think it was an hour, like 27 kilometers in 1 hour I did on the exercise bike. That was taken like years ago. Like years ago. I mean 4 years, maybe. Yeah, 4 years ago. So let's try to overlay these on top of each other like this. Let's start with this, and you see how we have to get it just right so there's no overlap there. We are not too overly conscious about color or anything like that at this point of the process. We just try to get the composition right, and then we go and we use this layer over here. It's starting to bring it out, and then I think I'm going to try to do this. How much? Yeah, like, you see how we get over here like this shape, this curve, from the screen. It's a very weird thing. You would never know that that photo was used in that process. And we're gonna delete all of that, and we are going to go and work on this picture for a bit. When you want to bring the colors out, you usually have to go increase contrast the black and decrease white. Maybe maybe decrease a little bit of the exposure and bring the brightness a little bit up. And then these settings, saturation, well, it's the richness of the color, it just makes reds more red, and it makes all the colors more of what they are. Temperature, it turns the picture into cooler or the warmer. And I don't know if on my computer at the moment I have the night light setting, so let's put a vignette on it like that. That's pretty okay. Pretty okay photo like that. And then we're we're gonna use this as a base layer, so we won't delete this picture, but we'll invert the colors like that so it looks kind of fake. And then we're gonna like make it really kind of maybe red and black, maybe really dark, and we're gonna like decrease the whites over here, and the highlights we'll bring forth, and like shadows maybe like that. And let's put a vignette in that one also. So it has a basic composition over here, like this. I'm trying to teach you the basics over here, but I can no longer paint, so. Oh yeah, so I have the night light over here, so I have to compensate, making everything a little bit more cooler. Like, look at that. Man, that's pretty great, even on its own right now. Of course it has huge amounts of work in it. Like this layer, it has huge amounts of work. I don't know how many hours went into that art piece that I uploaded yesterday, but man, it was a lot. It was just a lot. So let's bring it forth like that, and just a little bit, just little bit, we let in the forest like that, and you see how cool that looks. We try to get a unified feeling whole, and I like this thing over here. Yeah, that looks good. We're gonna take the whole thing next, delete all of that. Okay, and then we are gonna increase the contrast, blacks a little bit like that. Maybe, of course, everything will be off, but if you use the night light setting on your computer, it will be. I'm kind of thinking that you should use something like Flux, or what is it called, or Redshift on your computer. So maybe I should just do wallpapers that kind of conform to that uh, program and how it changes. But it's different for everybody, how much the nightlight you want. So it's kind of shitty. The better solution would be to have blue blocker, glasses on. I'm gonna get, yeah, like the next glasses I'm going to get them blue blocker lenses, like that's cool. That's cool. But colors are kind of, separated from each other. But I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna just, check how it will look with the, like, I'm just gonna eyeball it and kind of guess around. I would feel that in this one, because it's so warm, we would have to like take the temperature to about there to make it kind of work in the normal settings on your monitor. Like, man, this now I have the blue light on. I'm like, man, it's so freaking straining on the eyes. That white is just too much, but I'm gonna use that. Just try it. And we're gonna do this kind of trick over here that will increase the contrast and kind of bring it forth like that. Yeah, it's an explosion of color. Okay. We have to be very, 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 very patient with this process. You know, we have to be so freaking patient. You know, this is not for the faint of heart. It requires huge amounts of deliberation on the colors. I should if I would really want to take this to the next level, I should get new glasses and blue blocker, and then I should get a really nice monitor with like so good color accuracy that the end result would be so much better. But what I've noticed is that these pictures I've showed them to a couple of people. I mean quite many of them, and the colors are always different when I look them on their monitors. Maybe like Apple products, you know, the colors are are closest to what I'm going for. Like look at how would I say it, you know? Like I feel that we are gonna use this, but we are gonna make it so kind of blurry, like that, exactly like that, and then it needs to be a whole lot different in the color department with green, like overemphasize, you know, some of this and take the whites out like that. And you can do that. You can also use like really low quality pictures, you know, as the base layers. It should be that the higher quality is in the front and the lower quality is in the back of the work. So as you see, we kind of I kind of want to bring color to here and here. So you see what happens when I'm doing this over here. It kind of becomes more unified, but this part, you know, it feels kind of dislodged. But it's very very interesting, you know, color combination, and now I'm happy with it because this, you know, shape, you know, starts to break down, and yeah. Okay, now I again turned off the night light in the monitor settings, I mean the computer settings. It's pretty awesome that it's actually built into the Fedora operating system. we are we are very close to being happy with this one, but we need something happening over here, happening over there probably. Okay, a very old picture, very like this is like a couple of years old, of like the first abstract photographs that I took. That I it has over it. I think I already changed colors in that, but that was one of the first photos that I kind of went like, holy shit, what is going on in this stuff that I do? You see this, you see these shapes. They're kind of low quality compared to all the other layers, but they're more on the back. And if I make them just a little bit transparent, you see how I bring kind of an interesting shape to this location in the picture. Now it starts to feel like a whole thing, but it lacks some kind of, you know, central focal point over here. We should add that to it. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you what I did over there, and change it a little bit, you know, introduced a new element to it, but I'm not gonna tell you what I did over there. Then I have this picture of a light, and I think that if I kind of take this picture from here and invert the colors maybe like that, you're gonna get this black shape. And then if I make it like that and bring the contrast up, make it really black, and then decrease the white without losing that. And then if I use this layer, you know, here, you see how those natural shapes come forth, you know, at this spot. You know, if you have a very light color, then you can bring forth, you know, like natural shape like that very easily. And then we're gonna get this shadow here. So now it's starting to become more interesting, I think, like visually. It's still of kind of a mismatch and kind of a, but it's very good like first try because we have been away from this game, so to say, so long. Let's take that. And I feel that we have to kind of do something radical with it next. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you that over here in this picture, for example, it's quite a simplistic, the blocks of color are quite big, and that's good because the picture is starting to get more too complex, it has too much of this little stuff in it, and it's no good. And we have to make it, more broad type of feel, give it more broad type of a feel. But if we take it like this, and you see I do this over here, it starts to give it that, that quality of, simplicity. Look at this. This is so complex, like a lot of abstract art actually exists like this in like basic sense, that it's all over the place and it's not very, how would I say it? I don't know, but when we do this, you start to see how it gains this kind of, how would I say it? I don't know, like hierarchy. This is more important than that and that kind of stuff. Okay, so very interesting, very interesting photo right now, but it's still freaking lacking something. I don't know what it is, but I have made a lot of these type of artworks with this process, and I don't know, like what do I need to do with this? Okay, let's try something crazy. This on the other hand is from my new camera. You see how much better the quality is, and we are gonna let us asparagus. Asparagus. How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce that? Aspergers. Yeah. And let's make it kind of crazy. It still doesn't fucking resolve the problem. Man, I need to go to the grocery store to take pictures. They're gonna ask like, what are you doing over here? I'm making art. I'm making art with food. Don't they have done that, in the history of mankind? Yeah, they have. Man, this is not really progressing this picture. Okay, now I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna flip around one of these layers, like this, upside down. The computer is kind of shitty, when it's recording at the same time, it can't handle this type of stuff. And I have been complaining about that a lot, and yeah, I could have figured that probably out already, but I haven't, so it's okay. Then if we oh man, like this. Okay, like this starting to do the weird zone. We are in the weird zone. Okay, now we increase the contrast and the black and decrease that. Okay, we have created a monster over here. What is going on? We thought we were getting healthy and all of a sudden we have created a freaking beast. Okay, now we are getting somewhere with this. I was also checking out my old thumbnails and thinking that holy shit, my everything what I do has been becoming so much better than it used to be. It's one of those things that you don't really appreciate that until you see it. Like, isn't that pretty cool? Isn't that pretty cool, man? Yeah, I think so too. I think like that. Guy seeing the world burn. The name of this picture could be like arsonist. Yeah, arsonist. Aspergerist. Aspergerist. Little bit of those, lines, in the backgrounds, maybe. Or should we do them at all? Yeah, it makes it feel more unified. Then, if I could get some kind of shape around this part of the picture, I would be kind of happy with it. Oh man, like look at this. It's really starting to be something. Like that. I don't know about this, graining over here. No, well, it's okay. That's a signature work by me. It's a very impressive photo even with like black and white. The values of it are so kind of like evenly spread out. Yeah, that's a great photo. That's a great photo. I mean artwork. Clicking around, that's what it is. I really like this program, how yeah, like that. Okay, I think now I'm going to sign it. And I'm going to try to do this. I'm thinking about like why did artists always make their name so small of a thing in the picture. Let's make it like matter. Let's make it matter. That font kind of matches. As I said, I'm gonna put it over here probably. You see how my head is kind of leaning like this. So gonna do it like that. And we're gonna place it about here. So this height is about the same as the brim in the hat. Let's use that color. And let's put a little shadow. You should use, as the shadow colors, you should use colors in the picture. Not black if black is not there. We're gonna make it a little bit more three-dimensional like that. And then type in the detective there. Let's make it so that this triangle kind of overlaps with me, and let's take completely different kind of color. I'm kind of seeing in my mind's eye that it should be kind of something like this kind of hot pink, and like this. Then the same thing, just a little trim dimensionality. Save. True detective. The color doesn't work. Let's pick another one. What if it was even lighter? Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. You can also use borders, but the problem with borders is that they make the thing look kind of... I think this looks kind of more professional that you do it like that, you know, two things laid on top of each other. That's pretty great. Now I'm kind of looking here and I'm gonna go, that has to be something there also. I'm going to pick a pink color. No, I already tried pink. Maybe this bone color. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, maybe that's the best one. Okay, let's duplicate that. Take it to here and type to the year. Oh, I have the year wrong. It's 200. Like that sounds pretty that's a sci-fi number, by the way. Maybe this is a sci-fi year. And then let's kind of, here you have these colors. So we could use something like this to kind of point. I don't know if you get what I'm doing over here. But can you see how I'm kind of, it's a very, you know, so, like high level thing, but this color is pointing to this part of the picture, so your eye goes like kind of this. I like that. I like that. I think that's very funny. Very funny. Maybe, you know, making your own name such a big of a deal, you know, in your artwork is not something that all artists would go for, but I dig it. Now let's think about the shadow color over here. Should it be red or should it be like that? Yeah, that's better. That's the finished piece. True Detective signature artwork. Come and get it. The link is in the description. One more thing. Let's go over these pictures. This is where we started. It was an old photo. We overlaid these. This was a newer art piece that took at least 10 hours of work. And then we used these forest photos, changed around the colors, more saturation, contrast, completely flip around the colors over here. A basic composition of like 45-55, you know, and then we started to go into this territory. It's interesting on its own. It's not, I don't think this is yet art, but you might deem it art. This is at least not art. And then we started to go over here, and it's a bit getting interesting. Then we used Asperger's. Yeah, that hasn't probably not been done, you know, by another photography artist at least. Maybe some painter, but I think this photo is kind of okay, but compositionally it's kind of off. But yeah, that's art. But if we think about that, that's for certain like art. And then we go over here, and that's amazing. You know, that's amazing considering I did that. You know, like that's amazing. Holy shit, man. Yeah, fuck yeah, that's cool. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Go check out the portfolio page. The link is in the description. You can save this from there.